Hi, I'm Ruben Saltzman with Structure Tech Home Inspections, and today I'm going to be talking about phantom electrical loads. So a phantom load is a small amount of electricity being used by an appliance that's not being used. I shouldn't say appliance, I should say anything. You could think of a phone charger, a laptop charger, a microwave, a coffee maker, any of these things. It's the power that's being drawn when it's not actually doing its work. It's just kind of hidden power that's being pulled by this appliance. And I bring this up because I did a recent blog post about what you should do if you're going to be leaving your house vacant for a while in a cold climate like Minnesota. And my big focus was on HVAC and plumbing and a bunch of other no-duh type of items, like making sure that someone's shoveling your driveway so it doesn't look like your house is vacant. I talked about a lot of this stuff, but one thing I didn't talk about was going around and unplugging stuff all over your house to help eliminate phantom loads. And of course, I had somebody reach out to me and say, "Hey Ruben, good blog post, but you missed something really important. This is something I always do. I go around and I unplug everything. Otherwise, it's really going to add up on your electric bill." Now, that got me to thinking about it, and I was doing a podcast episode, and Tessa and I were chatting about this, and I thought, I ought to do an experiment. I ought to figure out how much power is actually being used by all this stuff to help me decide whether it's actually worth unplugging everything. Now, to make it really easy, I've got something in my electrical panel I installed many years ago called a Sense Home Energy Monitor. It's this device that constantly shows me how much power my house is using, and it even shows power usage for some individual appliances that it has figured out based on its electrical signature. One of the more powerful tools this thing has is this app on my phone, and it's a power meter, and it shows you in live time exactly how much power your house is using. You flip on a light, you see the power grid go up, turn a light off, power grid goes down. It's kind of fun to play around and see what everything is using in live time. So to do this experiment, I wanted to go around and unplug all of these low usage things from my house, but first I had to establish a baseline. I've got a bunch of stuff in my house that turns on and off all by itself. Everybody has this. Things like your refrigerator, your furnace, if you've got a power vent water heater, that's going to turn on and off. A heat recovery ventilator. I had to go around and unplug all of these variables. And I thought I should also unplug some of the things that may use different amounts of power throughout the day. So I unplugged my desktop computer, unplugged my wife's desktop computer. Sorry, Anna. She couldn't work for a little while. And I went around and unplugged or shut off the power to the refrigerators. I cut off power to all these different things that might turn on and off by themselves to really just establish a very low baseline so I could really figure out how much I was affecting everything when I started unplugging stuff. And once I established that, I went around and I unplugged stuff. And there was a big list of stuff. I'm talking a couple of laptop chargers, a couple of Chromebook chargers for my kids for school, several televisions, what else? A toaster oven, a boot dryer, the microwave, the coffee maker, several computer monitors, several phone chargers, 6 Alexa devices, and 2 stereos. Probably some other stuff that I can't remember, but I unplugged a ton of stuff. And when I was all done, my energy usage dropped by 10 watts. Yes, 10 whopping watts. So I know it's not nothing, it does cost money, but how much does it really cost? Well, if we do the math, you take 10 watts times 24 hours times, let's say you're gone for a month, 30 days. If we do 10 times 24 times 30, that gets 7,200. If we convert that to kilowatt hours, it gets us 7.2 kilowatt hours. Now, I pay approximately 14 cents a kilowatt hour. So if we do a little more math, we take 7.2 times 14, that's going to get us just a hair over $1. It's 1.008, not quite $1.01. So we'll say about a buck. 10 watts is about a buck a month, constantly. So that's what I would say by going around and unplugging everything. All my TVs, stereos, all that. It's just about nothing as far as I'm concerned. So next time I go out of town for a week or whatever it is, am I going to go around and unplug everything? Heck no. No way. If I wanted to save power, I would be much more diligent about making sure to shut down our desktop computers when they're not in use. And I'd also be sure to never, ever leave my garage lights on. I've installed a gazillion LED lights in my garage. I like a really well-lit garage. So I've got lights everywhere. I've got them under the cabinets and over the cabinets and all over the ceiling, and they all flip on with a single switch. And I was actually surprised. It was pulling nearly 500 watts when I went out to my garage to take care of unplugging some stuff. So that's one I will be diligent about. But as far as unplugging all this stuff and phantom loads, I read a bunch of blogs and people talking about this before doing this, and people made it seem like a big deal. In reality, I can't prove it's a big deal. Maybe I've got newer appliances and maybe some really old stuff from 20 years ago actually did impose a significant phantom load, but today I just don't think it's a real thing. That's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Take care.